come in. The PC-21, this took over from the PC-9 that we're all used to. Now this is a far more capable aircraft, but it's not just the aircraft, it's a part of a system.
Yeah, the systems inside are just incredible. I actually did my pilot training on the PC-9, so to have the opportunity to fly both aircraft was just fantastic. But coming back to the PC-21 just this year, and the systems inside, it just make flying spectacular. Roulette 3 is Flight Lieutenant Trent Sherman, a F-18 pilot, and then Roulette 4...
and yourself?
And myself, yes, I'm an ex-KC-30 pilot, so I did 4 years up at 33 Squadron, flying the Airbus A330.
One of the Dragons. Correct.
Yeah, so all pilots today can be wearing a G-suit, which they strap in to the aircraft, and when the aircraft pulls G, it actually inflates blood in the legs, and that helps the circulation of the blood in the pilot progression as well, because if you do end up on a fast jet, that's the same sort of G-suit that you're going to be wearing if you step into an F-35.
Always amazes me why the Blue Angels don't wear them. Amazes me why the Blue Angels don't wear them when they do their performance.
They claim it gets in the way of the stick, and besides flying Navy.
Now, as I spoke about before, this will be one of the
Sustained 4 or 5G. That's when I start to go, yeah, enough.
This produced as the Martin B-57. Absolutely huge bomb bay. It can carry 750-pound bombs, 4 in the bomb bay and 2 on the high speed, no defensive armament. This aircraft is flown today by wingtips. You can just see the little bomb racks there. That would take a 750-pound bomb. 2 of the Canberras were lost up there due to enemy action. To commemorate the 100th anniversary of the Royal Australian Air Force, formed from the elements of the Temora Aviation Museum. David Lowy donated all of his aircraft, including this machine, to the Air Force, and also the magnificent collection there. This is probably the most beautiful airliner that has ever been built, and in its time was one of the most technically advanced.
And it's got that wonderful sound of round.
The sound of round. 3,400 horsepower engine. The design of the wing, if you look at it in plan view, is actually an upscaled plan view of the P-38 Lightning fighter that was being produced. It was delivered in 1950. Well, I've just been informed that the one that sat behind it on the production line is not now flying.
Yeah, very sad. Apparently the Breitling Group decided it was just too hard to keep it going with maintenance, so it was unfortunately retired, but there may be others restored, including the Lufthansa.
Now, these aircraft were also used by the United States Air Force during the aircraft out before they turned to
the Lockheed aircraft, the Neptune, the Hudson, the Connie, and down to the 12 and the 10. The wheelbase are very similar. You can see a lot of similar piping, structures, everything.
And squealing brakes on all of them.
Oh yeah.
we'll give you a full description of it once the aircraft comes back in. You can see the Navy Phantom. They are a huge aircraft, and that really proves the theory that it doesn't matter how big and ugly and square you can build anything with enough horsepower to identify. Someone came up with a far better idea. 2 engines again, but still a very capable machine.
Fishing fleet. And it was at night, and of course the crew were trying to get the registration.
Ability of reverse thrust, so it can actually slow down in a hurry, and it can also reverse into parking spots. Got a maximum speed of about 189 knots, or just over 340 kilometres an hour. That's a high-speed pass.
Very short landing, back it up to the other end, offload it, put it to the forward, and off you go again. Very great on about 300 metres of dirt.
Remember Bill Pike reporting?
Yeah, they had a turtleback as well, not the bubble cannon.
Oh yeah, they all came out looking like the P-40 to start off with. That information went over and they produced the P-51B, and it was the first. Flown today by CAC at Fisherman's Bend, which was right next to where the current Westgate Bridge. And it also had the drop tanks.
Those drop tanks were a bit of an Achilles heel.
Number 77 Squadron, RAAF, Squadron Leader Schaff.
So folks, let's introduce Glenn Graham from Fort.
Extremely different to fly. Chris Toolk is
has wood and fabric components.
it's a lot different, but as we said, a common ancestor. But just have a look at the shapes of the aircraft as they go through. Now you're probably thinking they don't look anything like anything allied. They look like Zeros. This aircraft is being flown by Chris Mayer, and is the only one in the country. Particular machine. And there were just under 15,500 of these built. 600 horsepower, direct drive, Pratt & Whitney radial engine, an R1340. 2-bladed prop. And that's the reason that the aircraft makes the noise on takeoff. This was the first aircraft mass produced in Australia, and it was at the time quite a modern machine. Now, we weren't building aircraft here. We had small production runs of wood and fabric aircraft, but nothing that could be considered, inverted commas, modern. CAC had 2 fixed forward firing machine guns. They fired through the propeller arc with interrupter gear, and it could either carry a single or a double Lewis gun.
Operating since 1998, the Wollongong drop zone has become the quintessential.
Torpedoes and air sea rescue kits, as Ando was saying. No. Of us warming up.
4,600 shaft horsepower engines. The aircraft has an endurance of up to 15 hours and a range of about 5,600 nautical miles, or you might have seen just under the fuselage there behind the wing. They're able to reverse, and you saw that that very short runway roll there on its landing.
The slides to the immediate
And basically those aircraft very highly skilled pilot. approaches.